Okay. All right. I just had a beautiful session with someone I've been working with for maybe 3 months now. And she started off the conversation saying, I wanted to tell you, I just recently had a conversation with one of my closest long term friends about how I am recognizing how this is helping me and the progress that I've made from these sessions that I've had with you. Um, and so, she said, I realize now that I am soft and sweet and loving, and I deserve to know that I am those things and to feel that way. And it's transforming how I respond to things and just the energy in my day-to-day life and in my relationships. Oh my goodness. And this is somebody who, when she first came to see me, was kind of saying, like, I question who I am, and I'm not sure how much of me is this part of me or is this part of me, like what things that happen and how I feel and what I'm noticing is me versus is not me. Like, who's the real me? Am I manipulative? Am I bad? Am I this? Am I that? Um, and a lot of talk about borderline personality traits and some, my identity and who I am is built on the foundation of these character traits or this, DSM-5 criterion display, right? So to see that shift from somebody who in sessions 1 and 2 is saying to me, I just think I might just be like a bad person, maybe, essentially. And, I'm seeing all the sparkles and the energy from her spirit team around her from the jump. And this is far from the truth. So, in 3 months, to have this person come in, sit down, start off the conversation with me saying, I'm noticing that I am changing and I'm talking to my friends about what has happened. And I know I am actually who I really am. I am sweet. I am loving. I am kind and soft. And I deserve to feel that way. I deserve to feel that way and to live in this energy. Like, yes, you do. And what you have experienced is complex trauma. And at this point, with the amount of healing we've done, I don't think this person meets criteria for a borderline personality um, profile. I'm not sure that the person ever did meet that criteria, to be honest with you, but I don't get too entrenched in the diagnostics. We just get into the soul stuff and the healing work. And this is how we see this beautiful transformation unfolding in front of us. And these words were coming through from spirit for her. Soft love, strong heart. She's in this transition period where there's more healing to be done, and there will be even more beautiful unfolding for her as she returns home to herself. And she said there's a song, and now I can't remember what song, who the artist was, but it's something about wherever I go, no matter how far I travel, I bring myself with me. And as I am healing and coming home to this, see, I just said there, Freudian slip, coming home to myself. This is my home is inside here, and it feels good to live there and to bring that around with me everywhere I go, because I am now able to tap into my true essence. And some of what she came in with to start, that was so out of alignment with that was over identification with a diagnostic label, over identification with these symptoms, and internalizing of attachment wounds and this complex trauma, that as we heal, I can see clearly now the clouds have gone, right? It's like that as we heal, I'm seeing this visual in front of me of these gray misty clouds just lifting up, and her eyes are wide open to the truth of who she is. And she is falling in love with herself and blown away by that. And all of these former behaviors or characteristics that you could label as a criterion melt off from her. Like, this is never who you were. Ah. And she is seeing who she is, and like all the chills through my being. And I said, this is absolutely amazing. And I had she's somebody who had gotten a lot of the 1, 2, 3, 4s coming through in past sessions before I even recorded the video about surrender and transformation. So I was telling her, so you notice if you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and I hadn't yet known what it meant. And now that I'm like having this big glowy smile because it's like coming together as I'm talking about it, which is amazing. She said, you said to me that I was going to see that 1, 2, 3, 4, keep a lookout on that. And I have been seeing it a lot. And I'm seeing it a lot in moments where I'm noticing these things or thinking about, what, this is who I really am. And then I see 1, 2, 3, 4 as I'm thinking about it as confirmation. And there was like my animal disturbed me in the middle of the night, and then when I got up to move the thing, I did it more peacefully than I normally do, and I looked over at 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, like it's happening repeatedly. I said, this is beautiful. You're in such a sweet spot of this transformation. You have more that will unfold, but you're in it. You're right where you're meant to be, and you're right. You are sweet. You are soft. You are love. You are loving. And it's such a beautiful thing to see what's never truly been who you are or belonged to you on that soul level melt away as you heal and come home to yourself and are learning how to be true to yourself. And there's a shift that is happening here as she leans into this energy and discovers, reawakens, I'll say, I guess, to this inner light and her own more true essence. And then the way she moves in her life just shifts so naturally as a reflection from the inside out, rather than doing a whole lot of DBT or behavioral based therapy, which is from the outside and kind of like, you'll always be this way. And so just use these behavior mod strategies. And this is is what would be more classically recommended for somebody who does have BPD, borderline personality disorder. And this is not what's happened for this person. A deep level of healing that is so deserving, so deserving, so deserved. So, in this conversation, there were some themes about transactional, an understanding of love and relationships and attachment that comes from a very transactional nature out of childhood, and then shifting into when you come so home to yourself like that and you feel so full and worthy, and you realize the truth of who you are, like, ooh, I am the essence of love, right? Then that the chains that bind in connection to the illusions of a love built on transactional dynamics, you are freed from that. And this can free you from attachment wounds, foster detachment. And when I say to detach, there's a healthy, very spiritually aligned message and meaning to that. I don't mean it like be cold and icy. I mean be more free than ever to fully experience the essence of love. That's what I mean through that spiritual level of relational detachment, because the attachment can pull you into a transactional nature. And I'd say that actually pulls us away from love on a higher love, the higher realm energy, where we know that love is an essence, is an energy, it's a vibration, it's an experience. It's not built on transactions. And I had another person talking about the experience that she's had in therapy to date. And she said toward the end of one of her sessions, and this person I had seen probably 5 times at this point. So, like maybe a month and a half of weekly sessions. And, she's just kind of like in the vibes of the energy from our session as we're getting ready to schedule the next one. And she says, I've been to therapy so many times with so many different therapists, and this is so different. And I said, tell me more about that. She says, well, I've not really seen you that much, and I feel like you know me. And I said, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel quite vulnerable? And she said, it makes me feel really seen. And being seen like that, I think I said something like, does being seen like that and feeling like I see straight through, and we're getting to things so quickly because I am connecting in with her spirit team, her guardian angels, her loved ones, and the intuition, and I'm a vessel in this way, allowing this to come through. So that's what's making it feel like I know her way more than on my human level I do, because I'm getting access to that kind of energy and information for her benefit. So I said, when you feel so seen like that, does that make you feel any sense of like it feeling exposed? She said, no, it makes me feel whole. Love, 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 love. Amazing. And I knew exactly what she was talking about because I have some fellow therapists, counselors, healers who hold that light and know how to move themselves in a way where they allow that dynamic of becoming the vessel and channeling, and it's a beautiful thing.